It's not like, bro, like this. Look how I throws you.
I got a big shit of drink.
Like that, like that.
I got a big shit of drink.
You gonna see the joint come in?
Nah.
Hold on, John. Let's get it.
Perseveres in everything he does.
Well, I found out very quickly Joe was very talented, very explosive. Joe doesn't want to be average. Joe doesn't want to be good. Joe wants to be great. You know, Joe has the drive and determination to be great. He wants to be the best in everything he does. And you know, just looking at him, he has it. You know, even if he's not the fastest or the biggest, he will not be outworked. I will put Joe Rankin up against anybody in this country, and I guarantee he will not be outworked.
His football field is secondary to his successes. You know, I see him fighting through nonstop. Even through his senior year, he had a full scholarship offer to West Point and to Louisville, and was pretty much committed to Louisville. And then there was a situation with
my days at Seneca was unbelievable. I mean, it really changed my life, and it really helped me develop the man I am today. You know, I started off just playing basketball here at first. I didn't play football until my senior year here, and then 1 year, you know, right outside this fence out here, I was riding honestly to see my probation officer, and I seen some dudes on the field playing football, and I was like, you know what? I could be out there balling too, you know, and just like sitting on the bus and then seeing some kids my age being productive and doing something good with their lives, you know what I mean, hit me in a way like I was nothing. So I really wanted to, you know, prove myself wrong and prove other people wrong that I could be something, because, you know, I had a lot of naysayers. Joe Rankin, he ain't nothing, he's just a troublemaker. You know, I got kicked off the basketball team, you know, because I got to fight on the court and stuff like that. So, you know, I just had a bad reputation coming from alternative schools. You know, I went to 3. So, I mean, I really changed who I was at the school. You know, I was blessed to have good coaches here. Coach Kim, you know, he really took me in, you know, like a son. You know, I've been to his house numerous times. You know, me and him had a personal relationship, and he really helped me, you know, use the game of football and use it to make me be successful in life.
Joe, I believe came from probably a rough background, and you know, we needed to try and set him straight as far as you know, coming in here at Seneca, which is a very disciplined program. Obviously, we knew when we met him, you know, and he started playing for us, that the guy had a heart of a lion and just was an outstanding young man. One of our best players, not just on a football field, but as a human being and character. You know, Joe went through many difficult situations, and he, you know, grew up with adversity in his face constantly. And instead of letting that, what we were most impressed about that is that instead of allowing that to bring him down, and we see so many kids that use that as an excuse, the adversity they go through not to succeed. And Joe did not let that happen. Instead, he used that as his strength. He used it as learning tools, and you know, he taught me a lot of things about what he grew up in. And because I didn't grow up in, I grew up in a easy situation. Parents gave me everything I needed. You know, taught me discipline, hard work, and such. But you know, Joe grew up in a tough situation. His football field is secondary to his successes. You know, I see him fighting through nonstop. Even through his senior year, he had a full scholarship offer to West Point and to Louisville, and was pretty much committed to Louisville. And then there was a situation with some previous grades, or some, you know, there was a mess up, and then he lost his scholarship to Louisville, and most kids, you know, would just give up, wouldn't even go to school, and be done. Joe instead took that and said, you know what, I'm going to go to Morgan State University.
I first started working with Joe. He was back in high school. You know, he was at that time, you know, having a lot of trouble with school and everything in his life, and I wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to play football. So his coach contacted me and said, "Hey, I have a kid with a lot of talent, who just needs to be, given some direction and some guidance, and I think he could be great." And I started working with Joe a little bit. He started coming in, and it was pretty apparent, pretty obvious that he had the talent, he had the ability, and if he could just get past some of the stuff he was dealing with in his personal life, he had the potential to go far and be able to use football as a vehicle to better his life. In the beginning, he was kind of off and on, and it always is with a young kid, and he learned the hard way. He started, eventually buying into the program and realizing that, with the hard work, he was going to have some success. And sure enough, man, all he had to do was just, get him going a little bit in his training, and he took right off because he obviously had the ability, and he was able to, make something happen with that. And now it's several years later, he's in college. He's having a great career at Morgan. I'm real excited for him. He's got 2 more years over at Morgan, and I'm really excited for for what's going to possibly be coming for him, and hopefully he'll have an opportunity when college is done to be able to do something with football. And if not, then at least he's been able to use football as an opportunity to get an education and be able to do something with his life in a positive way.
Joe has always been a leader. He's always been a forefront of his brother and sister. They pretty much, even though he's a middle, they still kind of looked up to Joe. Joe had that quality from when he was born. He pretty much did what he wanted to do type thing, Joe has always been a leader. He's always been a go-getter. He perseveres in everything he does. And same when he was little, he had that quality, and as he gets older, he still has it. He's getting better, he's a perfectionist.
I know for a fact that's Superwoman. That is truly the one and only Superwoman in my life. She was everything. Hard-working woman. She's been working hard for her entire life to provide a home, a shelter over our head. I seen her starve just to feed us at times. I love my mom with, all my heart. When this summer, I really got a chance to get even closer to my mom, because she actually, she got a brain tumor, and then she got diagnosed with cancer. And that's actually the first thing she told me when I came home, that she put the house in my name, because if she passed away, I would take over the house, because we had something called HOC. And that's when the government, helps provide for your bills and pay bills and stuff like that. So she said that she put my name on the HOC because she was diagnosed with cancer. And, once she told me that, I had to make sure that I didn't take any day for granted. So this summer I really got close to her. We spent a lot of time together, just from riding in the car like we did today, taking her to work, then I go work out, and after my workout, I pick her up. Drop off at the morning, go work out, pick her up at the first job, take her to the second job. And we really bonded, on the car rides and stuff like that. And, she does a lot for me. She's a living role model of hard work, persevering through everything, being relentless. And I really just look at her you know, the times that I'm down and I feel like giving up, I always tell myself that, you know, my mom never gave up. No matter how hard it got, my mom still fought through, still found a way. And, you know, she taught me that growing up. Don't never give up, don't never quit, you know, and chase your dreams. And never let, you know, your living standards, you know, dictate who you are or who you will be in life. You know, my mom said, you know, she says, as a young black man, you know, you already have a disadvantage. So she says, don't let that, you know, stop you from doing things. You know, you can do anything you want in life. And she always told me that when I was a young boy. And now that I'm older, I understand where she's coming from, because it's not easy out here. And especially, you know, and the new year is coming, you could barely get a job without a college degree. You know, and I wasn't even thinking about going to college before football. I wasn't even thinking about graduating high school, to be honest. So, you know, now that I'm older, I'm able to see and understand what she was talking about. You know, I've been blessed to have a lady like her. Smith, man, we go way back. I think maybe 12 or 13 years old when I first met him, when I was in an alternative school out in Rockville, Mark Twain. You know, that's where I met him at. You know, we really bonded, you know, once I joined the basketball team over there. He was a basketball coach. And the way it worked, like, Mark Twain had a middle school and high school together. And the basketball team was one whole. So I was on the team. And you know, that's when me and Smith met, and he automatically, you know, took me in. You know, he did some things that he really wasn't supposed to do. You know, since he was working out the school, like it's a rule that you can't have like a personal relationship with students. You can't take them out and stuff like that. But he took me out to a Wizards game, and it's actually, I remember it was the Wizards versus the Sixers when A.I. was playing for the Sixers. Of course, A.I. didn't play that day. I was kind of blown, but Larry Hughes did score like 47 that night. He was balling. But and, you know, ever since then, I was just like, you know, he really took care of me. You know,
He's always had like a respect for me, where we've never had a major issue like that, where it was like, you know, he pretty much even if he doesn't agree with me, he'll listen to me. But for the most part, he always hears what I have to say. You know, I've been there for Joe for so many situations that he understands that he's my son. I don't even see him as just, you know, it started off as, you know, being his mentor, but Joe is more, he's like my son. You know, I love him like my son. You know, he's part of my family. He's the only kid that I've ever let come to my house. You know, he's very involved with my family, with my sons. You know, my two sons look up to Joe very much. They love him very much. They see him as a role model. And I told Joe several years ago, I take that very seriously. If I'm going to bring you around my family and around my sons, you have to be that positive role model in their lives, because I knew they would take to him very quickly, and they did.
I'm very, you know, fortunate and blessed that God has put someone like that in my life, because I mean, he's just done countless of things for me to help me get where I'm at today. I mean, just small things help my family with groceries, picking me up, having, you know, just man-to-man, heart-to-heart talks about making the right decisions and how decisions can affect your future and things like that. I mean, he really invested a lot of time into me, and I'm very thankful for it, because you know, I sit back and think sometimes, and I ask myself, what if I didn't have a positive role model like that in my life? Who would I be, or where would I be? Because, you know, I have a lot of, you know, my homeboys, they weren't so fortunate to have someone like that in their life. You know, and I see the decisions they made, and I easily could have made the same decisions if I wasn't guided into the right direction, or, you know, how to do the right things, or how to be a respectful, you know, motivated young man that wants to be successful. So, you know, I thank God for every day. You know, like I said, he's a father figure. I mean, I love him like a father. You know, his family's my family, you know.
Joe doesn't want to be average. Joe doesn't want to be good. Joe wants to be great. You know, Joe has the drive and the determination to be great. He wants to be the best at everything he does. And, you know, just looking at him, he has it. You know, even if he's not the fastest or the biggest, he will not be outworked. I will put Joe Rankin up against anybody in this country, and I guarantee he will not be outworked.